Okay, we have a value question. What is the length of a side of square region A? So what is the length of one of these sides? This is the question. Now, we know that we have a right triangle in here because they show us the right angle. And we know the area of this triangle is 4. And we know also that in a right triangle, the two legs squared equal the hypotenuse squared. Typically, we label these A, B, and C, but because they've labeled these in corresponding letters that are in different order, I'm going to call these X, Y, and Z. So we know that X squared plus Y squared equals Z squared, where this is X, this is Y, and this is Z. And we're really looking for Z because Z is the length of any side of this square. Now, I know the area of this triangle is 4, which in our situation is X times Y divided by 2. The base times the height divided by 2 is the area of a triangle. And that means that X times Y is going to equal 8, because if I multiply both sides by 2, I will get XY equals 8. So we know XY is equal to 8. That's basically the information packed into this area. Statement 1 tells us the area of square region B is 9. So B's area is 9. Well, if B's a square, that means that it must be 3 by 3, because the square root of the area will give you the sides of a square, which means Y is equal to 3. So I have X times 3 equals 8, which means X is going to be equal to 8 over 3. And now I've got both Y, X and Y, which means that I can solve for Z squared. And once I have Z squared, I can square root it and solve for Z, because it's got to be a positive value. I don't care about the negative version of this answer. So it's definitely solvable in statement 1, and that makes it sufficient. Now, it was sufficient because I was able to get a side of B, and once I had a side of B, which was equal to our Y here, I could solve this. Statement 2 gives me very similar information. It says the area of square region C is 64/9. So 64/9 is equal to C. Well, that means that the square root of 64 over 9 is equal to the length of one side, since it told us it's a square region. And the square root of 64 over 9 is the same thing as the square root of 64 over the square root of 9, which is equal to 8/3, which we found out here as well. So I know X is 8/3. And that basically is going to allow me to solve for Y. And then once I have X and Y, I know that I'm going to be able to solve X squared plus Y squared equals Z squared, which will give me the value of Z. This is also sufficient. So both answer choices are sufficient, which gives us an answer of answer choice D.